السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ حَلِيمًا غَفُورًا. Everything that is called a thing is making tasbih, is praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that you do not understand how they praise Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most forbearing and the most forgiving. So, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in another ayah tell us about all the animals and the birds that is with two wings, except they are nations like you. أُمَمٍ أَمْثَالُكُمْ. That is, they are nations like you, like meaning you are nations, they are nations as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran al-Kareem also said about when Fir'aun died, and he died drowning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about him and his people, مَا بَكَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ. That the skies and the earth did not cry over them. Did not cry over them. And that is not an expression. It means literally it had no effect. Okay? Meaning their effect of the punishment, the effect on the sama and the skies and the earth on the punishment of Fir'aun and his people was not, they wished that they would go. Meaning that they did not cry over them, so they were not happy. The creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created recognized the oneness of Allah, recognized the idea and the concept of Tawheed. And they do not have choices. Okay? Meaning that what they do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded them to do. Meaning it's programmed to do a certain thing in a certain way and has a total obedience to Allah. So therefore, they have the right concept of Tawheed, of the singling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by His actions and praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mankind is the one that has a problem with that because mankind has a choice. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Maryam, as He tells us subhanahu wa ta'ala about when they say Allah has a son. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the mountains, the sky. تَكَادُ السَّمَاوَاتُ يَتَفَطَّرْنَ مِنْ وَتَنْشَقُّ الْأَرْضُ وَتَخِرُّ الْجِبَالُ هَدًّا أَنْ دَعَوْا لِلرَّحْمَنِ وَلَدًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes how the skies feels about this, how the earth is feeling about this, how the mountain is feeling about this. The sky is about to have thunder. The earth is about to split open. The mountain is about to crumble. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing this. It is all of this about to happen. Why all of this creation is affected? And it is the skies, if all the skies, the earth, or the whole earth, the mountain, all the mountains. All this is about things that happen in it is so much, and violence and anger. Why? And دَعُوا لِلرَّحْمَنِ وَلَدًا. Because they say that Allah has a son. That concept of shirk does not move us as it moves the other creation. It does not move us, the concept of shirk does not move us, okay, that we do not quite hate it and be, shaken about it like all other beings. Even the bird, when Sulaiman alayhi salam came out and all his, that which, the animals and the birds and all the beings around him, that he understand and he talked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, gave him the ability to talk to the birds and so forth. One bird was late, and then Al-Hudhud, he was late. Sulaiman alayhi salam said, if he comes and if he does not tell me something, I will slaughter him or I'll punish him, because he should be here in the appointed time. He came and stayed far away, so Sulaiman ﷺ could not reach him, and telling him, I came from Saba binaba'in azim, from the area of Saba, with a great news. I found a woman and her people making sujood to the sun. He's upset. The bird is upset about this, is moved about this. Like, can you imagine what I found? Okay? They worship the sun beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is this? Right? And then he said, shouldn't they worship the one that yukhrij al-khaba, the one who brings that which is hidden out from the heavens and the earth? Again, we talk about this point so many times. The bird, he knew what tawheed is, the concept that we talk about here all the time. What is the concept? Is the means that you take is not giving you results. It is what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that gives you result. You could do the work, but the result with Allah. The bird knew this, and he said, shouldn't they worship the one that brings that which is hidden out of the heavens and the earth? What is the bird? This particular bird, he feeds on worms. And how does it feed on worms? I mean, mechanically, what does it do? I've seen it, you know, how it goes into the ground, and it goes, the beak of it is so long. The beak is very fine and long. It's like maybe 1/4 of the size of the bird itself. The bird is about this big, and the beak is about this big, okay, and long. It lands on the ground, and it hits with its beak deep in the ground, and then tilts it, and actually turn the earth. And turns the earth and keep turning, quick, and you see the worms coming out. So he goes and pick the worms and eat it and feed on it. So what the bird is saying is, shouldn't they worship the one that brings that for me out? Well, he did the work. He did the work, but he has the right concept. He said, no, the one who brings it out, not me, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And this concept of shirk with us is very hidden within our hearts. It's very hidden within our soul, okay? That we tend to forget about this concept, that you are not the one who's getting the result. And forgetting, it is because we do not do the work of reminding ourselves, okay? And from the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on us, sometimes when we forget too much, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put us through something that makes us remember. Put us through difficulties that would make us remember. Take something away from us that we took it for granted, and we say, oh, we get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is easy to get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the time of difficulties, but it is difficult to get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the time of easiness. Okay, as one of the companions said, what his name? He was saying that he was asked about the time. Tell us about the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was at-tabi'in was asking him, those who came after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said, at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we had a lot of difficulties, and we were able to pass the test. You know, we survived these difficulties. And he was sitting with a plate of food in front of him, and he said, now we're having so much easiness, and we don't know if we're going to pass the test with the time of easiness. Meaning, you know, all, you know, the results of their work, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bringing them now the fruit, and everything is easy for them, and the gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and rizq is coming to them. And he's saying, you know, we might fail that test. You know, we are living at a time now when you know, in an area that is the area of complaint. Okay? There is always a complaint about something. Okay? When you complain about the rain, when it is sunny, you complain about the sun. You complain about the winter, and then you complain about the summer, and then you complain about the fall, and then because of the leaves that you're going to, what to do with it, and then you're going to complain about the spring and the pollen that comes in it. Okay? And so forth. We are programmed here to complain. Because when you complain, when you are programmed to complain, we can sell you something that will take care of that complaint. That's a concept, right? You have a problem with this, this, and that. We're going to sell you something, get you something that makes that difficulty easy for you, and so forth. The more we get close to Allah, the more our concept of Tawheed is enhanced, the more the concept of shirk will affect us, and we will hate it with our heart. And the last point, even though the concept of shirk was, in the heart, hated by the heart of Rasulullah ﷺ so much, of course, but when he was in the masjid and the Christian delegation came from Al-Yemen, and Rasulullah ﷺ invited them in the masjid and greeted them, and he, hosted them and discussed the matter of Aqidah with them in a very nice, humble way. Meaning, yes, he hated the concept, but he dealt with the people in the most honorable way. And they even discussed the matter of shirk with Rasulullah ﷺ, and brought the issue up of Isa alayhi salam is the son of Allah, wal a'adhu billah. Then Rasulullah ﷺ discussed it with them and challenged them in the concept. Did not say they are, I am their host and I should not offend them. No, al-haq is al-haq. Okay? And to the point that he is, as we said, very gracious host, but at the same time says, if you insist on this, go ahead, bring your family, your children, your wives, and I'll bring my family, my children, my wife, and myself and yourself, and come on outside, and let us ask Allah to bring His curse upon those who are lying. And they said, we will come out. And they picked up the challenge. But when they sent an eye to see, a spy to see, they found Rasulullah ﷺ is serious. And he got everybody and his family out, and Al-Hassan al-Hussein got him out and getting ready to come out. And they sent him a message and said, no, we changed our mind. Okay. Okay. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that in the Quran. Okay, this challenge. Okay. The point being is, we have to take both at the same time. How to be a gracious host and how to be, welcoming and so forth. But at the same time, you do not compromise with what you carry, even if you're going to offend the host or the guest. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا.
I remember when you said they always complain. They set up the system, so we have nothing but the complaints. So I remember something very famous saying. Somebody said, do you know why they invented fashion? Everybody was looking, no? He said they invented fashion so it never goes out of fashion. Yeah, leaves are falling. This is what you need to know. Now